Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's presentation. We'll be diving into the fascinating world of Agatha Christie, one of the greatest mystery writers of all time. Our focus will be on her renowned novel, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Throughout this session, we'll explore the story, its impact, and what makes it a classic in detective fiction. So let's get started and uncover the intriguing details behind this famous mystery. Let's take a closer look at Agatha Christie, who lived from 1890 to 1976. She was an incredibly influential English writer, primarily known for her detective fiction. She earned the nickname Queen of Crime because of her groundbreaking work in the mystery genre. Christie created some of the most iconic detectives in literary history, including Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple, both of whom have captivated readers for generations. Throughout her career, she authored a remarkable 66 novels and 14 collections of short stories. Her prolific output and storytelling mastery make her one of the best-selling authors of all time. Understanding her contributions is essential because her work not only defined detective fiction, but also exemplifies storytelling excellence that continues to inspire writers and readers alike. Today, I want to introduce you to some of the key characters in our story. First, we have Hercule Poirot, a famous Belgian detective who, interestingly, is now living in retirement at King's Abbot. Despite stepping back from active investigation, his reputation as a brilliant detective still precedes him. Next, we meet Dr. James Shepherd, who is not only the local doctor but also the narrator of the novel. His perspective offers us a personal and detailed view of the events as they unfold. Then, there's Roger Ackroyd, a wealthy industrialist whose murder becomes the central mystery of the story. His death sets everything in motion. Lastly, we have Caroline Shepherd, Dr. Shepherd's sister. She's known for being a curious village gossip, always eager to know the latest news and perhaps even piece together clues. These characters are crucial because they each bring a unique perspective and personality that shape the narrative. Understanding who they are helps us see how the story's complex web of relationships and motives begins to develop. This is all tied to our broader theme of uncovering secrets and the art of detective work. Let's take a closer look at the Ackroyd household. Ralph Patton is Roger Ackroyd's stepson, which makes him a key figure in this household dynamic. Flora Ackroyd, on the other hand, is Roger Ackroyd's niece, and her relationship to him adds another layer to the family structure. Mrs. Cecil Ackroyd is Roger Ackroyd's sister-in-law, which again emphasizes the close family ties within this household. We also have Geoffrey Raymond, who serves as Roger Ackroyd's personal secretary. His role is important because he's often privy to the day-to-day affairs and potentially sensitive information. Major Hector Blunt is a guest staying at Fernley Park, and his presence could be relevant to the overall story, especially considering the social interactions involved. On the staff side, John Parker is Ackroyd's butler, and Elizabeth Russell is the housekeeper at Fernley Park. Both are essential in maintaining the household operations. Ursula Bourne, the parlor maid, also plays a part in the household's daily life. Understanding the relationships and roles within this household helps us see the social and personal connections that might influence the unfolding events of the story. This household, with its mix of family members, staff, and guests, forms the backdrop for the mystery we're exploring. Mrs. Ferrars dies suddenly, which immediately raises a lot of questions in the village. Dr. Shepherd is called to attend the case, and his involvement brings him closer to the unfolding story. As you can imagine, with her unexpected death, gossip starts to spread quickly among the villagers. People begin to speculate and whisper about what might have happened. One of the main topics of suspicion is her husband's death, which many in the community begin to mention. This creates an atmosphere of intrigue and suspicion that sets the stage for the complex relationships and secrets that will unfold throughout the story. This initial event is crucial because it introduces the theme of hidden motives and the importance of perception versus reality, which are central to understanding the narrative as a whole. It's a classic example of how a single event can ripple through a community, sparking rumors and setting the tone for everything that follows. On this slide, we see Roger Ackroyd engaging in an important conversation with Dr. Shepard. During their talk, Ackroyd reveals that he is engaged to Mrs. Ferrars, which is a significant development in the story. This revelation adds a layer of complexity to the relationships and raises questions about motives and loyalties. They also discuss blackmail, which hints at underlying secrets and manipulations affecting the characters. You can see that Ackroyd appears visibly disturbed, indicating that these issues are troubling him deeply. This scene is crucial because it highlights the emotional and psychological tension that runs through the story, connecting to the larger theme of hidden truths and deception. It's a key moment that helps us understand the characters' inner struggles and the intricate web of relationships at play. So here we see Poirot arriving in the quiet village of King's Abbot. He chooses a location nearby Dr. Shepard, which is quite strategic. By settling close to him, Poirot can observe and gather information without drawing attention. At this point, Poirot pretends to retire, giving the impression that he's stepping back from active investigation. But of course, this is just a guise. He's actually laying the groundwork for what's to come. Hints of future investigations start to appear, subtly indicating that Poirot is preparing to delve deeper into the case. This chapter sets the stage for the more detailed scrutiny that will follow, emphasizing Poirot's methodical approach. Overall, this slide highlights how Poirot's arrival and subtle moves are crucial to unraveling the mystery. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most effective investigations are the ones carried out quietly, with careful observation and patience. Now let's take a look at what happens in Chapter 4. Dr. Shepard visits Fernley Park, which is an important setting in the story. This visit hints at his connection to the other characters and the unfolding events. Meanwhile, Ackroyd receives a letter from Mrs. Ferrars, and this moment is quite significant. He plans to read the letter privately, suggesting that it contains sensitive information. This act of reading the letter in secret creates a strange tension, adding a layer of mystery and anticipation to the story. It highlights how secrets and hidden motives are shaping the characters' actions. Overall, these points underscore the theme of concealed truths and the way they influence relationships and plot development in the novel. Dr. Shepard is called back to the scene, which indicates that something unusual or urgent has occurred. When Ackroyd is found dead, it immediately raises questions about who might have had a motive or opportunity. The fact that he was stabbed with a dagger is a crucial detail. It points to a deliberate act of violence, likely with some personal significance or a specific intent behind it. Notice that the study door is locked, which adds an extra layer of mystery. It suggests that Ackroyd might have been trying to isolate himself, or that someone wanted to prevent others from entering. This detail could be important in understanding how the crime was committed or who might have been involved. As we connect these points to the overall theme of the presentation, it's clear that this scene is a pivotal moment. It introduces key elements of the mystery: sudden death, a weapon, and a locked door, that will be explored further as we delve into the motives and suspects. This sets the stage for uncovering the truth behind Ackroyd's death. Now let's look at what happens in this critical part of the story. Inspector Davis arrives on the scene, bringing a sense of official authority and urgency. His presence marks the beginning of a formal police inquiry, which is essential for uncovering the truth. As the investigation progresses, Ralph Patton suddenly disappears, which raises immediate suspicion. His disappearance transforms him into the main suspect, making everyone question what really happened. This chapter, Chapter 6, is pivotal because it shifts the focus towards solving the mystery. It highlights how quickly circumstances can change and how suspicion can fall on different characters as the investigation unfolds. This moment is a key turning point in the overall theme of uncovering hidden truths and piecing together the puzzle. Poirot agrees to help, and from there, he begins the crucial step of questioning the suspects. This is where the investigation really starts to intensify, as each person's story and alibi are scrutinized. As he digs deeper, household secrets start to surface, revealing hidden tensions and motives that were previously unnoticed. Poirot studies everyone carefully, paying close attention to their behavior, body language, and inconsistencies in their stories. This meticulous approach is essential, as it helps him piece together the puzzle. Remember, this chapter highlights how Poirot's sharp mind and keen observation skills are vital tools in uncovering the truth, which ties into our overall theme of the importance of careful investigation and attention to detail in solving mysteries. Now let's follow the search for Ralph as it begins. First, we see footprints being examined carefully. They might hold clues about where Ralph went or who was nearby. Then, we look at a window clue, which could be a vital piece of evidence, perhaps indicating how or when Ralph might have left the area. As we analyze these clues, confusion about the timing starts to arise. This is a common challenge in investigations, trying to piece together the timeline accurately. It's important to remember that these details connect to the bigger picture of solving the case and understanding Ralph's movements. Each clue, whether footprints or a window, brings us closer to uncovering what really happened. So, in this part of the story, Flora confesses something quite surprising. She admits that she lied. This revelation really shifts the perception of her character and the situation as a whole. She also admits that she tried to steal money, which adds another layer of complexity and suspicion. Interestingly, Flora states that she never actually saw Aykroyd alive, which raises questions about her involvement or knowledge of what truly happened. As a result, the suspicion around her deepens significantly. This chapter, Chapter 9, is crucial because it highlights how trust is fragile and how new revelations can change the entire course of the investigation. It also underscores the importance of piecing together the truth, no matter how uncomfortable or complicated it might be. Now let's delve into how Poirot investigates the blackmail. As he digs deeper, we start to uncover Mrs. Ferrars's past, revealing secrets that had been hidden for quite some time. This background becomes crucial because it sheds light on her motives and her relationships with other characters. At the same time, we see that several suspects have their own motives for being involved in this web of blackmail. Each person's background and potential reasons make the case more complex and intriguing. Throughout this investigation, money quickly becomes a central theme. It's not just about wealth, but about power, secrets, and the lengths people will go to protect or obtain their financial interests. All of these elements, Mrs. Ferrars's past, the motives of various suspects, and the focus on money, tie together to build the larger picture of the mystery. It's a reminder of how intertwined personal secrets and financial pressures can be, especially in the context of this case. In this part of the story, Ursula reveals a secret marriage, which is a crucial turning point. She was married to Ralph, and this revelation adds a new layer to her character and her circumstances. Interestingly, because of this secret marriage, she was dismissed from her service, highlighting how societal pressures and personal secrets could have serious consequences during that time. There's also a hint of her innocence being suggested here, possibly implying that her dismissal was unjust or that she was misunderstood. This chapter, Chapter 11, ties into the larger themes of the story, such as hidden truths and the impact of personal choices on one's fate. It's a reminder of how secrets can shape lives and the importance of understanding the full context behind someone's actions. Now let's look at what happened with Parker. First off, Parker is suspected, which naturally raises questions about his involvement. Interestingly, he admits to stealing money, so we know he's guilty of that particular crime. However, when it comes to murder, he denies any involvement, claiming he's innocent. This denial causes the police to shift their focus, redirecting their investigation away from him. This shift is a good example of how investigators adapt their approach based on new information or contradictions in a suspect's story. As we continue through this case, it highlights the importance of thoroughly examining all aspects of a suspect's statements and evidence to uncover the truth. Now, on this slide, we see a pivotal moment involving Major Blunt. He confesses his love, which is a significant turning point in the story. Interestingly, he loved Flora secretly all along, which adds a layer of complexity to his character. We also see that jealousy is revealed. This emotion often drives many of the story's conflicts and reveals underlying tensions. Importantly, despite these intense feelings and revelations, Major Blunt is cleared of the murder charge, resolving one of the major mysteries in the chapter. As we connect this to the overall theme, it highlights how love, jealousy, and mistaken assumptions can influence perceptions and decisions, ultimately shaping the story's outcome. Now, here we see Poirot carefully studying the timings, trying to piece together the sequence of events. He's examining the telephone call, looking for any inconsistencies or clues that might reveal more about the suspect's actions. Next, he analyzes the study layout, paying close attention to the arrangement of the room and any potential points of entry or exit. And finally, a key clue emerges from this detailed analysis. It's a pivotal moment that could change everything. Remember, this step-by-step process is essential in solving the mystery, as Poirot methodically connects each piece to the bigger picture. This scene underscores the importance of keen observation and logical reasoning in uncovering the truth. Now, here we see Poirot carefully observing Dr. Shepherd. His keen eye picks up on suspicious behavior, which immediately raises questions in our minds. As Poirot questions the actions and responses of Dr. Shepherd, it's clear that something isn't quite right. Hidden clues start to surface, revealing subtle details that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. This moment highlights how Poirot's sharp perception is crucial in uncovering the truth. Remember, this scene ties back to the overall theme of piecing together clues and trusting instinct over superficial appearances. It's a perfect example of how the smallest details can be pivotal in solving the mystery. Village gossip really helps Poirot in piecing things together. It's amazing how the local chatter can reveal small but crucial details that others might overlook. Caroline, for example, provides subtle hints that guide us toward the truth. These tiny details, when connected, start to form a clearer picture. It's like assembling a puzzle, where each piece on its own might seem insignificant, but together they reveal the bigger story. And that's really the essence of this chapter, how the truth begins to emerge from the accumulation of these clues. It shows us that sometimes paying attention to the small things can lead to the big reveal. Now, Poirot is orchestrating his final gathering, carefully planning this crucial moment. All suspects are invited to this gathering, which heightens the anticipation and tension in the room. As everyone assembles, the atmosphere becomes more charged, and the sense that something significant is about to be revealed grows stronger. Poirot has prepared a revelation, a key piece of the puzzle that will bring clarity and resolution to the case. This scene, Chapter 17, represents the culmination of all the clues, the careful deductions, and the strategic planning that Poirot has been doing. It's not just about solving the mystery, it's about revealing the truth in a way that leaves no doubt. This final gathering is essential because it ties everything together and demonstrates Poirot's brilliance in orchestrating the entire process. All suspects assemble. At this moment, everyone gathered in one place, and the tension in the room is palpable. Poirot, our meticulous detective, takes control of the situation. He begins to direct the proceedings, making sure each person is questioned thoroughly. This is a crucial step, as Poirot's skill lies in uncovering the truth through careful interrogation. Everyone is questioned, and no detail is too small. This process helps him piece together the puzzle, revealing inconsistencies and hidden motives. As we approach this point in the story, it's clear that the truth is about to unfold. This scene exemplifies Poirot's methodical approach, bringing everyone together to uncover the real story behind the crime. It reminds us that truth often emerges when all the pieces are examined carefully and openly. All right, let's talk through some of the key points in this slide. First, we see that false clues are explained. This means we've identified those misleading hints that might have thrown us off earlier. It's important to understand why they appeared and how they can be recognized so we don't fall for them again. Next, we have red herrings exposed. These are intentionally misleading pieces of information meant to steer us in the wrong direction, and now that they're exposed, we can see through the deception. Moving on, servants are cleared, which is a crucial step. It means we've eliminated the suspects who might have been wrongly accused, helping us focus on the real clues. And finally, the focus narrows. As we piece everything together, our attention zeroes in on the most promising leads. All of these steps are vital because they bring us closer to the truth, tying into our overall goal of solving the case with clarity and confidence. Ralph is proven innocent, which is a huge turning point in our story. It clears up a lot of the doubts and suspicions that had been surrounding him. We also find out that he is actually found alive, confirming that there was never any real danger to him in the first place. This revelation is crucial because it completely shifts the narrative and our understanding of what really happened. Additionally, Ralph's marriage to Ursula is now confirmed, solidifying their relationship and adding a layer of resolution to that part of the story. With all these pieces in place, the charges against Ralph are officially dropped, allowing him to move forward without the weight of those accusations. This chapter, Chapter 20, really marks a significant resolution in the overall theme of the presentation: trust, truth, and justice. It shows how clarity and truth can ultimately prevail, even in complex situations like this. Ursula is cleared, which means that her innocence has finally been proven and her name has been cleared of any accusations. Her secret is accepted, indicating that the truth she's been hiding, or the part of her story that was misunderstood, is now acknowledged and embraced. This acceptance is a crucial moment of redemption for her. She is reunited with Ralph, symbolizing reconciliation and the healing of their relationship after all the turmoil. And with all these pieces falling into place, justice is restored, bringing resolution and peace to the story. This chapter really underscores the importance of truth, acceptance, and the idea that justice ultimately prevails. It's a powerful reminder that even in difficult times, honesty and perseverance can lead to resolution and renewal. All right, let's look at this intriguing slide. First, we see that household secrets are being revealed. This is a crucial moment because uncovering hidden truths can dramatically change the course of our investigation. Next, motives are clarified, which helps us understand why each suspect might have acted the way they did. It's about cutting through the ambiguity and pinpointing real reasons behind their actions. Then, suspects are eliminated, narrowing down our list and bringing us closer to the truth. And finally, only one suspect remains. This is the key breakthrough, the person who best fits all the clues. This slide really ties into the overall theme of solving the mystery piece by piece, revealing what was hidden, understanding motivations, and ultimately identifying the culprit. Now, in this pivotal moment, Poirot steps forward and reveals the true murderer. It's a dramatic reveal that shifts everything we thought we knew. As he uncovers the culprit, we see how carefully Poirot has pieced everything together. Dr. Shepherd, who seemed innocent at first, is exposed as the murderer. This revelation is shocking to everyone in the room, shaking their assumptions and highlighting just how deceptive appearances can be. Poirot also explains the motive behind the murder: blackmail. This motive ties everything together, showing how greed and fear can drive someone to commit such a terrible act. This scene really underscores the theme of deception and the importance of paying attention to the details. It reminds us that sometimes the truth is hidden behind a facade, and only through careful deduction can it be revealed. Now, in this crucial moment, Poirot confronts Shepherd privately, which allows for a more direct and honest exchange. During this confrontation, Poirot carefully explains the evidence he's uncovered, highlighting how each piece points towards Shepherd's involvement. It's a pivotal point where the truth comes to light, and Shepherd's reaction is telling. He accepts guilt, showing that the weight of the evidence is undeniable and that he can no longer deny his role in the events. At this stage, Poirot then presents Shepherd with the final choice: whether to confess or face the consequences. This moment underscores the themes of justice and moral responsibility that run throughout the story, emphasizing how truth and integrity ultimately prevail. Shepherd writes confession. He records the truth. Narration ends honestly. Guilt is admitted. In this chapter, we see how Shepherd finally chooses to be truthful and transparent. By writing his confession, he's not only acknowledging his mistakes but also taking responsibility. Recording the truth signifies his commitment to honesty, even when it's difficult. It's a pivotal moment that highlights the importance of integrity, especially in moments of crisis. Ultimately, this chapter underscores the theme that facing our guilt openly is essential for genuine redemption and growth. Now, moving on to a more somber moment in the story, we see Shepard grappling with a deep sense of despair. He plans to end his life, and in preparation, he even seeks out poison. This step highlights the severity of his internal struggle. It's important to recognize that his actions are driven by a desire to avoid public shame, which suggests how powerful the social pressures and expectations were at that time. Choosing to take his own fate reflects a sense of finality and perhaps feeling trapped by circumstances he couldn't escape. This chapter, Chapter 26, underscores a critical turning point and reminds us how personal anguish can lead to irreversible decisions. It also ties into the larger theme of the presentation, the complex interplay between personal motives and societal influences. Now, at this stage, we see that the apology has been written, which is a crucial step in acknowledging any mistakes or misunderstandings. Then, the true story is revealed, bringing transparency and clarity to the situation. Following that, the case is concluded, meaning we've addressed all the key points and closed the discussion. Finally, justice is served, ensuring that the appropriate outcomes are achieved. This sequence really highlights the importance of accountability and resolution in our process, tying back to the overall theme of integrity and fairness throughout the presentation. Let's delve into the theme of deception and secrets. Nearly every character in this story is hiding the truth for their own reasons. Whether it's lies, half-truths, or concealed motives, these secrets propel the investigation forward. What's fascinating is that the ultimate deception is actually carried out by the narrator himself, who hides his own guilt throughout. Now, moving on to unreliable narration, Dr. Shepard's calm, seemingly factual storytelling masks crucial omissions. Christie masterfully uses this technique to shock readers and to challenge our expectations of detective fiction. It really highlights how much our perspective can shape what we believe to be the truth. Together, these themes show us that truth isn't always straightforward, and that perception plays a key role in how we understand the story and its characters. Respectable characters hide immoral actions. It's interesting how the village's polite exterior masks underlying greed, fear, and manipulation. Christie is critiquing how society often judges people based on appearances, which can be very misleading. Moving on to greed and self-interest, many characters are driven by money, inheritance, or financial desperation. This greed fuels some of the darker actions we see, like blackmail, lies, and even murder. It really shows how powerful material concerns can be. And then there's the complexity of human nature. Christie demonstrates that ordinary people are capable of extraordinary wrongdoing. Even the narrator, who seems trustworthy at first, reveals moral flaws. It's a reminder that beneath the surface, everyone has their own struggles and motivations. Finally, this ties back to the theme of social appearance versus reality. What people show outwardly isn't always what's true inside. It's a recurring idea in the story, the idea that the true character of a person is often hidden behind a facade. Let's take a closer look at some of the key symbols in the murder of Roger Ackroyd. First, we have the locked study. This symbolizes secrecy, isolation, and hidden truths. It reflects how the murderer tries to lock away their guilt, literally and metaphorically. It also mirrors how everyone in the village tends to protect their private lives, keeping things concealed from others. This sense of secrecy is central to the story's theme, how appearances can be deceiving, and how much people hide behind closed doors. Next, we have the dictaphone. This device is a powerful symbol of deception and manipulation of time. It shows us how technology can be used to create false realities, altering perceptions of truth. In the story, the dictaphone also represents Shepard's control over the narrative, both in the case itself and in the way he constructs the story in the book. It's a reminder that what we hear or see isn't always the full truth, and who controls the narrative can shape our understanding of events. Together, these symbols deepen the mystery and highlight the themes of secrecy and manipulation that run throughout the novel. Now, let's take a closer look at the symbols on this slide. First, we have the torn letter. This piece of torn paper is more than just a damaged note. It symbolizes the destruction of truth and the suppression of evidence. You can imagine Mrs. Ferrar's final confession being literally torn apart, which reflects how the murderer tries to erase his guilt from the world. It's a powerful image of how truth can be deliberately shattered to hide the reality. Next, we see the Tunisian dagger. This isn't just a decorative weapon. It represents violence that's hidden beneath a veneer of respectability. Its exotic and ornate appearance suggests beauty, yet it's a symbol of danger lurking underneath. This reminds us that sometimes murder or violence can come from something that appears harmless or even attractive at first glance. Together, these symbols reinforce an important theme of the overall presentation, that appearances can be deceiving. They show us how truth and danger are often masked, and how understanding these symbols helps us uncover deeper layers of meaning in the story. Let's take a closer look at King's Abbot Village. It symbolizes the illusion of peace and order, creating this picture of a quiet, perfect community. But underneath that surface, it actually conceals corruption, greed, and lies. This contrast is really important because it reflects Christie's recurring theme. Evil can exist even in seemingly ordinary places. It's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and danger often lurks where we least expect it. Moving on to Shepard's journal, this serves as a symbol of control over the truth. His calm, measured tone might make him seem trustworthy, but it also hides a layer of manipulation. It's a lot like how criminals often hide behind normalcy, appearing harmless while secretly engaging in wrongdoing. Ultimately, the journal becomes a written confession, which is a powerful symbol of how truth can emerge despite layers of deceit. It shows that, no matter how much someone tries to cover up the truth, it has a way of coming to light. These symbols, King's Abbot Village and Shepard's journal, tie into the broader theme that evil isn't always obvious, and control over the truth is often a fragile thing. And finally, the novel concludes with a truly shocking twist. Dr. James Shepard, who has been our narrator all along, is revealed to be the murderer. This means that we, as readers, have been unknowingly trusting the criminal throughout the story. It's a powerful reminder of how unreliable narrators can effectively manipulate our perceptions. Hercule Poirot plays a crucial role here by exposing Shepard's involvement in blackmailing Mrs. Ferrars and in the murder of Mr. Ackroyd, all to protect his own dark secrets. This moment redefines how we think about detective fiction, showing that an unreliable narrator can turn the genre on its head and inspire new storytelling approaches. The story also delves into deeper themes like deception, moral responsibility, and the hidden aspects of human nature that often lie beneath outward appearances of respectability. And the ending is especially impactful because Shepard chooses to end his life rather than face public disgrace. He writes his confession, sealing his fate and completing the narrative we've been following. Overall, this conclusion not only surprises us, but also challenges our understanding of truth and morality in storytelling.